Hello, everyone. Welcome. So glad you're here. This is wonderful to have you all here. We're going to spend the next 35-40 minutes sending out healing intentions into the universe. And we have a tradition of beginning by bringing our brains and our hearts into coherence. And this helps us when we send intention meditations from our heart out into the quantum field. So please join me. It works best if you put your hand over your heart, if you're comfortable doing that. And that's just to remind you to breathe in and out of your heart space. And we'll breathe together for a couple of minutes. Breathing in for a comfortable count of 4, 5, or 6. And then a comfortable exhale, slightly longer, 5, 6, 7. Very comfortable at your own pace. And you might feel a shift in your brain and body as you do this. Breathing in with gratitude, exhaling with appreciation, bringing the brain and the heart into coherence. Inhaling, exhaling, arriving here in this moment, knowing there's nothing else to do right now. Just being together, breathing together, connecting our energy through the quantum field. Breathing in, slightly longer exhale as a signal for your body to relax, for your shoulders to let go. You feel your rib cage expand comfortably and relax. Breathing in and out. Thank you, everyone. We are now connected. Our first healing intention tonight is for Pamela. And Pamela's friends sent me this intention, and I'm going to just read it as is. It has such beautiful energy. Our desired intention for Pamela Carlton, age 52, of Point Roberts, Washington, and currently in ICU at St. Joseph's Hospital in Bellingham, Washington, with a very serious liver condition. Our intention is that she recovers her health immediately, completely, and permanently, enjoying her life full of wellness, vitality, and happiness. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So allow this intention, filled with gratitude and hope, to drop into your heart chakra, project it out into the quantum field, and follow the energy. Thank you, everyone. Trust this intention for Pamela and release it with love. And our next healing intention is for Michelle. Michelle's brain operation goes smoothly and brings her excellent results. Her recovery is miraculous and she is healthier and more energetic than ever. She has excellent aftercare both in the hospital and at home, and all involved are guided and blessed for her perfect outcome. Let this beautiful intention for Michelle drop into your heart chakra and send it out into the quantum field and follow the energy. Thank you, everyone. Trust this intention for Michelle and release it with love. And we'll be talking and sharing the impressions that we received during the intentions for Pamela and Michelle. Just stay till the end to participate in that conversation. And our third and final meditation is for all of us, including Pamela and Michelle, all of us watching live, all of us joining afterwards. No matter when you watch this, you can always join in the intention energy. Okay, this is the last of our series on the 4 elements. Marlene kicked us off with a beautiful intention about fire, and we're closing with the element of earth. We now intend to invoke the element of earth through the power of the minerals within the bones and our innate bodily instinct, connecting us to one another and to oneness, opening to ancient truths and an unshakable sense of belonging here together on earth. Allow this intention to drop into your heart chakra. Send it out into the quantum field and follow the energy. Thank you, everyone. Trust this intention for all of us and release it with love. Hello, Emmy Simmons and Dama Divina and Michelle and Janet. Welcome, Bora Bora 333. So glad you're all here. Wow, those were some amazing journeys to take tonight in those meditations. Hi, Irma. Glad you're here. I would love to hear what you guys thought and what you experienced in those. They were amazing. Let's talk about Pamela. She's in ICU with some issues going on with her liver. So if anyone has any insights or impressions that they want to share, drop them in the chat. And I'll just say that I know we have at least one medical intuitive here in the group tonight. We'll be very curious to hear what everyone saw. I found myself looking at Pamela lying in her hospital bed, almost like an X-ray, and I zoomed in on the liver. For some of this healing work, you may want to brush up on very basic anatomy so that you can picture or at least know where to go in the body to follow the energy. Not necessary, but tonight I found it very helpful because when I zoomed in on Pamela's liver, I saw that her doctors were doing everything they can, and they know a lot. They are very experienced. I had a really good feeling about her healthcare team, and I saw that was all going on one level. But then when I looked at the liver again through a different lens, it was just bathed in this golden light. And there was this silence, this energetic vibrational level that was just so pure and healing and generous. It was just such an amazing feeling. And not only could I see it in Pamela's body, but I also felt it in my body. It was a very visceral, shared experience. And that's one of the reasons why I love doing this work together with people, because when we are intending for other people, we are also healed. And it's just can be a wonderful experience. Okay, let's see what Emmy Simmons writes about Pamela's intention. For Pamela, I saw her angels and ancestors welcoming us and feathering our energy over and through her. I also focused on her liver, and at first I saw a very sick reptile. I thought, leave, and then I realized that was an important part of her, and instead I focused on healing that small animal until it was a glorious and healthy iguana curled up in her. Oh, wow, or with her, rather. Iguanas are very interesting. In French, when you want to say that somebody is very persistent and never gives up, you call them an iguana. And that means that when they latch on, they don't give up. What an incredible message to share with Pamela. Thank you, Emmy. Hi, Roslyn. Glad you're here. Okay, now let's move on. We were talking about the different intentions. The second one we did for Michelle. She's having brain surgery next week, so I actually bumped one of our intentions to next week so that we could focus on her and give her this boost before she goes into surgery. And what I saw was really, really fascinating. It was very, very nice to be in Michelle's energy, and the two of us were standing in the operating suite side by side. And we were there, like, energetically watching what was happening. And the thing that was so impressive was how focused and professional and competent her surgical team is. They really know their stuff. and they work together beautifully, and they live for these opportunities to heal people like Michelle. So I had such a wonderful feeling going into that. I've seen that in other surgeries as well. Very, very wonderful to see. Yes. Thank you. Let's see, who else? Just visiting room. That's beautiful. I felt Pamela would be getting out of her hospital bed. Yes, very, very much. And Emmy Simmons again for Michelle. I saw her in white cave full of light and crystals. Then it came through as an MRI machine and the caregivers who were helping her. Yes, yeah, that's something that happens in these meditations. You see things on two levels. You see the surface level, the 3D kind of world, and then you see sort of the energetic underpinnings. You see sort of the spiritual meaning of it. Yeah, really, really lovely. And I know when Michelle and I were standing in the surgical suite in awe of this team doing their healing work, it became really clear to us that we are spiritual beings having a human experience, having a bodily or physical experience. And there was a whole thought process of, okay, normally I think of myself as being in my brain, right? This is who I am. If you have sight, you think of what you see and what you think, and that's where your consciousness lies. But Michelle and I both realized that that isn't where it is. The brain houses certain functions of consciousness, but it is not where our consciousness resides. And we both found that very comforting. So I hope that that is helpful. Okay. Just visiting. I saw the operation going so smoothly. The skull was cut and they took out what needed to be removed, and everything went back together perfectly as it should. Yeah, it was fairly magical. That was amazing. Thank you. And Vicenta says, I felt certain that healing is coming for Pamela and Michelle. Yes. Yeah, you don't need to see details. You don't have to have any adventures when you're in this meditation. Sometimes it comes in as clairsentience, a feeling, or claircognizance, a knowing. Very beautiful. Congratulations, Vicenta. And then Emmy Simmons, Michelle seemed to be dreaming a wonderful way through it, and that in life afterwards would be changed in the best way. Yes. Oh yes, this is just visiting. She saw the operation going smoothly. Then she saw two people by her bedsides alternating their care and attention. She was supported. Yeah. And Vicenta felt a lot of peace. Yeah. Yes, and I do know that these, when we intend for people, it is very comforting and supportive. And, we can't go through the operation for them or with them, but we can support them as they head into it. Oh, I forgot to tell you a success story. Just about a year ago, in May of 2024, we intended for a doctor, Dr. F, who had collapsed. He had worked, I don't know, I think he might have had like 4 days off in 2020 and 2021 because he works in a hospital. And last May, he felt ill. He collapsed. They took him to the emergency room. He was admitted to ICU. It was very, very frightening for his family. Nobody was sure what was going to happen. And then he was in the hospital for over, I don't know, gosh, I think it was over a month. And his kidneys had failed, and he was getting dialysis daily, every day, dialysis. And finally he became strong enough. Oh, Irma, yes, you remember him. Thank you. He became strong enough to go home, and he was still receiving daily dialysis at home. And then he was a very good patient. He worked really diligently to improve his health, and of course, we supported his process with intention. And he eventually came off all dialysis. He went back to work and celebrated his 1 year anniversary of his admittance to the ICU just last week. So I wanted to share that happy success story with all of you. So, so good. Yes. Yes, Irma, thank you. Yeah, it was, this is probably a good time to talk about consent with these intentions. The doctor was unconscious, and his wife gave permission for us to meditate for him. And yeah, that is wonderful. Yes. So, operations are frightening. Being in the ICU is very frightening, but we are so fortunate to live in a time where the medical profession is really so skilled, and intention meditation is a wonderful pairing for that. We definitely, yes, he was intubated. He was, and that's why he couldn't give us permission. But his wife gave us permission to intend for him. Yeah. Thank you, Michelle. Yes. Yes. Thank you, Michelle. You're here. That is wonderful. Yeah. Well, you'll have to have someone keep us informed how things are going, and we will see you on the other side of your very successful surgery. Thank you. Okay. Michelle, I am grateful to you because I learned a lot in that experience when I meditated on your energy, and you and I stood there and made those observations. It was really wonderful. I'm grateful to you. Thank you. Okay, everyone. What a joy to spend time with you doing this work. So our tradition is to end the evening with another breathing exercise, but this time we are intending to, you're welcome, Vicenta, so glad you're here. We will intend to disentangle our energy from the group, so it's disentangle time. And one of the things that I will share with you is that this style of meditation is very powerful, and you don't need to do it over and over and over again. That's why at the end of the meditation we say, trust it and release it with love. And know that the universe has received the intention and is already working on our behalf. So you can be very, very proud of yourselves for doing this type of work, this subtle activism, this sending healing vibrations out into the universe. It's really, really beautiful. It's something I've done weekly for 6 years and with many of you. And it just has improved my life immeasurably. And it's the highlight of my week to spend this time with you. So with that said, let's go back to putting our hands over our hearts. Feeling good about the work that we've done tonight, for encouraging people and supporting them and sending them love, and working on this side of ourselves, working on our consciousness, on our energy, and knowing that it's healing for all of us. Thank you, M.E. Simmons. Such a pleasure. Okay, everyone. So, taking in a breath, very relaxed, very easy. 4, 5, 6, and then a slightly longer exhale. 5, 6, 7. Feeling that slight shift as you disconnect from the group energy. Breathing in, breathing out, arriving back in your space, arriving back in your body. leaving behind any attachments or worry or concerns, trusting, letting this group meditation go with love, breathing in, breathing out. But if there's anything that you felt was inspiring or helpful or healing to the spirit, take the energy of that with you into the rest of your week. Breathing in and breathing out. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful week. I'll see you next time.